In this video, we're going to be talking about the pros and cons of living in Ewa Beach, which is a really cool town on the west side of Oahu. And stick around to the very end because we're going to share with you a really cool secret. And we're going to get to it all right now. Hey, if this is your first time on our channel and you want to know all there is to know about Hawaii real estate, go ahead and subscribe below and also tap the bell for notifications. That way you can be first to know about the current market here in Hawaii. Ewa Beach is a town located about 20 miles west of downtown Honolulu, what we call the leeward side of the island. It's about 17 square miles with a population of around 80,000 people in the region of Ewa Plains. There are about 60 micro neighborhoods. The landmass was home in the late 1800s to early 1900s for Hawaii's sugarcane and pineapple plantations, with many immigrants from Japan, the Philippines, and China. In the 1980s, the sugarcane industry was outsourced, and then Ewa turned into a really peaceful surf town. You could say the Ewa Beach real estate landscape is divided into three areas. Most of it is planned urban developments, otherwise known as PUDs. And those are newer homes with recreational facilities and just all around great for family living. Then we have Old Ewa and historic Ewa villages, which are old plantation homes along the historic Renton Road. The newer established neighborhoods were built primarily by developers D.R. Horton, Haseko, Castle & Cook, and Gentry Homes, and they're still building today. Actually, over the next 12 years or so, there are going to be about 14,000 homes developed on the west side, and 75% of them will be in Ewa Beach. Now, back to the pros and cons. Pro number one, beautiful neighborhoods with newer construction. One of the biggest pros of living in Ewa Beach are the beautiful neighborhoods with well-manicured landscape. Many of the streets are lined with palm trees, there are sidewalks along almost any street, and that's not very common in all the neighborhoods on Oahu. And there's even a paved biking path alongside the main vein. There are lush green golf courses and parks, and you're just treated to breathtaking outdoor beauty every day. Most of the homes in Ewa Beach are part of developments that were built starting in the early 2000s, and there's constantly ongoing new residential construction today. Because Ewa Beach gets less rain than the windward side of the island, it's much easier to manage things like dealing with mold and pests, etc., which you'd have to contend more with if you're living on the windward or rainier side of the island. Ewa Beach boasts a diverse and friendly community. You'll meet people from all walks of life, and there are numerous local events and festivals that bring everyone together, in true form with the culture of Hawaii. There's definitely a focus on festivity throughout the island, and Ewa Beach is no exception to that. Families enjoy walking in the neighborhoods in the evenings, and you'll see the whole range of ages from the elderly to families with babies and strollers. In the evening, the weather is really pleasant, and it's just the perfect time to take the dogs out for a walk. Around the holidays, it becomes even more popular. A lot of residents go all out with decorating their homes. It's like a scene in a movie on Halloween, and the kids love it. Then comes Christmas, and that's when it really becomes incredible. Residents even create scenes with their decorations, and it's just a lot of fun to walk around and see the sights. A home might have lights up, synced up to music. I remember one year there was a home that had a large blow-up screen playing Christmas movies and a lighted scene to walk through. It was really, really cool. Even the ability to walk through the neighborhoods is certainly a pro by comparison to some of the older neighborhoods on the island which don't have sidewalks at all. Pro number three, more home for the money. As with real estate in any given city, the further you are away from the downtown district, the more affordable the housing, and that's true for Ewa Beach. For a 4-bedroom, 4-bath updated home built a couple years ago in Ewa Beach, for example, in town, the same amount of money for the same size home would buy you a teardown in an old rundown neighborhood. And the great news about Ewa Beach is there's housing for most income levels. The average sales price for a condo in Ewa Beach, for example, is $500,000. For a townhome, $700,000, and for a single family home, $900,000, which is about $150,000 less than the average price for single family homes on Oahu. Homes on the golf course can cost in the mid 1.5s upwards to $2 million and some change. Pro number four, the proximity to good schools. For families with school-age kids, the range of options for schools within reasonably daily driving distance are certainly a plus. These schools aren't all in Ewa Beach, but in surrounding areas that families in Ewa Beach can easily access. From public schools to private schools, charter schools, hybrid schools, homeschool preschools, and on that topic, I always encourage people to look at niche.com to compare schools for the various factors that you're looking for your family's needs. You can look at ratings for academics, sports, diversity, clubs and activities, and so on. Also, there are a lot of extracurricular opportunities in the area for kids, like soccer, football and flag football, baseball, we have swim teams, dance, various martial arts. As a matter of fact, martial arts and UFC are huge on the island, and it's not uncommon to have even your smallest kids enrolled in jiu-jitsu or wrestling. Pro number 5, outdoor activities, nice parks and recreation options. Hawaii, of course, is paradise for outdoor enthusiasts, and Ewa Beach is no exception. There's easy access to a wide range of activities from surfing and snorkeling to especially golfing. And of course, the warm climate means you get to do these things year-round. The beaches of Ewa Beach aren't crowded typically compared to Wai Kai, which the locals absolutely love. White Plains Beach and Oneula, or what we call Howbush, are great spots to learn surfing. Nimitz Beach is another surfing beach located at Barber's Point on Oahu's southwest shore that also has a shallow coral reef providing excellent snorkeling and decent swimming. Pu'uloa Beach is another uncrowded beach where churches will host their sunrise service. And Iroquois Point has nice gazebos set up all along the beach where you can sit and relax and even pull out your laptop and work remotely with the ocean as your view. It's a great spot for long walks, but not so much for easy swimming or surfing. And it has more of a mainland East Coast vibe to it. Howbush and White Plains are great beaches to learn how to surf because the waves aren't huge and they're very consistent. The golf courses in Ewa Beach include Coral Creek, Hawaiian Prince, Hawakale, which is an outstanding club, and the less challenging Barber's Point, which, by the way, has an awesome bar and grill. You definitely want to hit that up between rounds or over the weekend because they have awesome live entertainment. Con number 1, traffic. The commute to downtown and the local traffic when school's out. One of the most significant drawbacks of living in Ewa Beach is the daily commute if you work in Honolulu. The traffic during rush hour is just awful. But, if you're moving from a congested area like Southern California or Washington, D.C., some would say our traffic isn't actually that bad. But during rush hour, depending on where you live in Ewa, the more south you are, the longer it'll take you to jump on the freeway. And be prepared for long drive times. If you're working in town, depending where you live in Ewa Beach, in order to avoid rush hour traffic, you should leave your home around, no later than 5-ish in the morning. Westbound traffic driving home from town starts as early as 3:30 p.m. on some weekdays till about 6:30. Also, if you need to run an errand to the grocery store or something during the day, you don't want to leave right at 2 o'clock because that's when school lets out and there are just tons of kids walking home from school. Con number 2, distance to tourist attractions and outdoor activities. The same goes for tourist attractions and outdoor activities like hiking and good snorkeling. Typically, you'll find the best tourist attractions in Waikiki or the North Shore. For the best snorkeling closest to Ewa Beach, you'd want to go a little further out west to Electric Beach. The best hiking trails are typically on the windward side, home to Kaneohe and Kailua, or the east side on our ridges or Diamond Head and further out toward Hanauma Bay. We'll be posting a video on the best hiking trails on the island, so be sure to subscribe to our channel below and tap the notification bell so you can be the first to learn about these cool spots on Oahu. Con number 3, the cost of living. Yes, paradise is expensive. Hawaii is known for its high cost of living, and Ewa Beach is no exception. Housing, groceries, gas, and other expenses can be more expensive than on the mainland. Cost for gas, for example, is most comparable to California, but our food prices are even more expensive due to the cost of shipping to our island. For example, it can cost like up to $5 for a half a gallon of milk at most supermarkets. So keep in mind when you live here, Costco and Sam's Club will be your best friend. And if you're military, you can always shop at the commissaries to keep costs down, and you don't have to pay taxes on your shopping there. Con number 4, limited shopping and dining options. While Ewa Beach does have some local shops and restaurants, the variety might not be as extensive as you'd find in more urban areas. You may have to venture into Honolulu for a wider selection, but if you're a person interested in fine dining, you can always pop over to Ko'olina, the stunning resort area only a couple miles west of Ewa Beach. If you're not familiar with Ko'olina, it's a resort area home to Disney's Aulani, the Four Seasons, and other high-end hotels. Feel free to check out the link to our video on Ko'olina below. But don't get me wrong, Ewa Beach does have a handful of good restaurants. It really just depends on what you're in the mood for. If you have a hinkling for like the best authentic Indian food, for example, then your best bet is to drive into town to a spot called Cafe Maharani. Con number 5, Ewa Beach is hot. Remember how I mentioned Ewa Beach in our neighboring town Kapolei sits on the Ewa Plains landmass? That means it's low altitude, so it's very dry and hot. And believe it or not, some neighborhoods seem hotter than others, and that can be due to areas that don't get the trade winds or nice breezes. In some developments, houses can be so close to each other that they block the access to the comfortable breezes. But the more south and eastbound you can get, it's cooler from the breezes off the ocean. Con number 6, limited healthcare facilities. So Ewa Beach has some healthcare facilities. There is an ER in Queens Medical Hospital, and they're currently building a Kaiser Permanente West location. And they do have urgent care clinics, but for specialized medical care, you may need to travel to Honolulu. It's essential to consider your healthcare needs when living in this area, and all of Oahu for that matter. It can take a really long time, like up to a month, for a new patient to see a specialist or, get a new dentist, for example. If you're military, most personnel generally go to Tripler Army Medical Hospital. It's the only federal tertiary care hospital in the Pacific Basin, so it supports 250,000 local active duty and retired military personnel, their families, and the veteran beneficiaries. Con number 7, air traffic noise. There's no way around it. Ewa Beach does have airline traffic. Since it's located on the southwestern tip of the island, it's directly located where airlines will travel west and then loop around the tip of Ewa Beach. Depending on where you live in Ewa Beach, it could be a nuisance if you're not accustomed to it, but typically, it's really not a big deal for most residents. Okay, you stuck around and here it is, a best kept secret I wanted to give you about Ewa Beach. These are 2 of my family's absolute favorite things about Ewa Beach. The first one you may have already heard about, and here it is, the Wai Kai. The Wai Kai is a waterfront recreation and entertainment destination, and it has the largest wave pool in the nation for surfers. And get this, it's designed for surfers of all skill levels, from amateur to pro. I've even seen kids out on the wave. It opened in March of 2023, and it is part of the resort area that features 4 residential neighborhoods, as well as the private Ernie Els designated signature golf course at Wai Kai Country Club. In addition to the wave pool, there's also a waterside retail, dining, and entertainment center. It's part of a large 700-acre master planned resort community, and in the future it's expected to have about 200,000 square feet of retail space with upwards of 100 retail establishments, nearly 24 restaurants and cafes, shops and entertainment venues, overlooking this resort's 52-acre recreational lagoon. And just beyond the lagoon is the ocean. The kitchen door is part of the phase 1 that opened in March 2023 along with the wave pool, and it's a fine dining restaurant that we really enjoy going for a glass of wine when we want to get out for a couple hours for sunset. Then there's the really nice bar and grill overlooking the wave pool, the lagoon, and the ocean, and they have live entertainment almost nightly. So you can watch surfers, eat great food, and watch live local musicians all at the same time. There's also a coffee shop, a cafe, as well as a nice large grassy yard where the kids play. It's also used for events. And last but not least, the other favorite thing about Ewa Beach that my family loves is a hidden gem, a cafe that sits right on the beach. You could live in Ewa Beach and not even know this place exists, and you certainly won't see tourists there. This amazing little cafe is called Delish on the Beach, or just Delish. They're only open certain days and the weekend and on special holidays. And it gets better. They have a different menu every meal, often with international dishes. It's just an incredible place to watch the sunset over the skyline of Honolulu, and you can see Diamond Head in the distance and even watch planes land and take off. And there's a great grassy area for the kids to run and play. And if you don't want to order from the menu, you can always bring your own dinner and just enjoy the views. The beach is beautiful and not crowded with tourists. So there you have it, the top pros and cons of living in Ewa Beach in Oahu. It's undoubtedly a beautiful place to call home, but like any location, it's got its ups and downs. So your decision should be based on what matters to you most, of course. Mahalo for joining us, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and share and subscribe for more island living content. Aloha, and see you in the next video.